Hello, fellow traders. I think most of us eventually hit that point where we realize trading and actual wealth management are two very different things. I spent years chasing momentum plays and watching charts all day, but lately I've become way more focused on capital preservation and structured long-term growth. That shift in mindset is exactly what led me to Taurus Partners. I wanted an environment that didn't feel like a high-speed mobile game every time I opened the app. And after spending time with their institutional style ecosystem, I realized just how different this experience actually is. What stood out to me immediately wasn't just the ability to trade, it was the portfolio management philosophy behind everything. They offer discretionary and advisory structures that are built around defined risk limits instead of emotional decision making. Honestly, that changes the entire tone of the platform. When I started exploring their thematic and alternative strategies, it became clear they're focused on structured exposure instead of random hype-driven investing. You can access areas like commodities and real estate in a way that feels organized and professionally managed instead of chaotic. One feature that genuinely surprised me was the liquidity optimization side. I realized I had been managing my own cash reserves pretty inefficiently before using this platform. It's the kind of detail-oriented infrastructure that makes you think differently about capital. Now let's talk about the actual trading environment. The platform is clean, professional, and very execution-focused. There's almost zero fluff. The risk management tools are deeply integrated into the workflow, from automated alerts to margin controls, so you're constantly aware of your exposure. I've mainly been using the multi-asset access features, and that flexibility has been a huge plus. Being able to move between long-term thematic investments and shorter-term market execution without jumping between multiple systems makes the experience feel incredibly smooth. And honestly, the execution speed is excellent. They talk a lot about fast execution and low latency. And from my experience, the backend infrastructure feels genuinely robust. Now, to keep this balance, there are definitely a couple things worth mentioning. The interface is very professional, which also means it can feel dense at first. This platform prioritizes efficiency over flashy design, so some users might find it a little dry visually. Also, the amount of research and market data available is massive. That's a strength, but if you're someone who only wants quick summaries and simplified dashboards, it might initially feel overwhelming. But overall, my experience with Taurus Partners has been one of quiet confidence. The platform doesn't try to sell you overnight success stories or unrealistic hype. The entire ecosystem is built around disciplined risk management, transparency, and repeatable long-term strategies. For the first time in a long while, I feel less reactive to market volatility because the framework I built here is actually designed to absorb uncertainty instead of panic during it. If you're looking for something that feels more serious, more structured, and more aligned with professional capital management, Taurus Partners is definitely worth researching. If you enjoyed this review, smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future platform breakdowns. Thanks for watching.